Hey everyone, how are you? So today this video I'm doing is all of the information about everything about Beijing. So like where to go, what kinds of food I recommend you to try and what to see, everything so much detail into this Beijing city. I'm also going to talk about other major cities such as Shanghai, Xi'an in other episodes. So let's start. First things, of course, where to go. If this is the first time you come to Beijing, there are truly a lot of things you can see and you can visit. Definitely worthwhile of spending a lot of time here. Because this is the capital city of Beijing of China in Ming and Qing dynasties, been established as a major capital city in this country since 1421 until today. So anyhow, number one thing, definitely everybody comes to here for a Great Hall, right? Well, actually in Beijing, we totally have 5 sections of the Great Hall you can visit. But most of the times, for most of visitors, usually either your tour guide or hotel will recommend you to go to 3 of them. Because the other 2 Great Wall is although sort of in Beijing, but it's too far away. So usually you need to drive about 3 to 4 hours all the way down there and then be back. So usually, like if you go to that much, the other 2 Great Wall, you truly need to spend, one day, whole day on one wall, or even could be spend overnight there to spend 2 days, something like that. So that's the reason why usually the 3 sections of Great Wall, they are Badaling Great Wall, Qiyong Great Wall, and Mutianyu Great Wall, where we usually recommend people to visit. Closer distance. So generally speaking, it's about 70 to 100 kilometers away from downtown. And Juyong Great Wall actually is the closest one, but that one is also not very easy to climb. If you are thinking about which section of the Great Wall is the easiest one for you to climb, actually Badaling Great Wall, because the entrance of the wall is right already on top of the wall, and at the beginning, like ramps, not so many steps, and gradually if you want to climb higher, then you can do it. But of course, Badaling Great Wall also the most crowded one to attract most of the people going there, because that was the first section of the Great Wall open to the public, and that is the widest one. Can allow about 5 horses to run abreast, something like that. Well, for the Jihyung Great Wall, usually a little bit hard to climb compared with the Badaling Great Wall, because with thousands of steps. Some of them really steep, some of them really small. It depends on the cliff situation. And any of you want to check it, you actually can Google those pictures of those walls, no problem. And besides it, another information you can check it the fashion show Fendi. They actually held one Fendi show on top of the Jiyong Great Wall, so you also could search for those information, no problem. Anyhow, Mutianyu Great Wall. Actually, among that 3, close distance, Mutianyu somehow is a little bit further than Jiyong and Badaling, not only because of the highway, but also because of the distance. And that one, they have a cable car, so you can buy the cable car ticket to take the cable car all the way from the bottom entrance of the hill all the way to the top, because on the top that is the location of the Great Wall. Then you can climb and enjoy everything. So those the information about the Great Wall. Usually when you go to a plan to visit Great Wall, they also recommend you and take you to visit Mingtong's in the afternoon, because it's also outside of town, same direction. So that's the reason why usually they plan and give you you can spend one morning on top of the wall to climb, taking picture, enjoy the scenery, the views, everything. Well, because it's located in the mountain area, the elevation is not very high. It usually is about, average speaking, about 700 meters above the sea level. And if you come here like late autumn, something like that, or early springtime, you truly need a jacket, because in the mountain area it could be cooler than the downtown. Summertime is actually no problem for that, no problem. So the same day, you also can go to visit Ming tombs. So we have totally 13 Ming tombs in this city. Among 13 of them, actually only one was excavated and you could see what happened down below, because that was truly the highlight of the whole tomb thing. Others, all the above ground buildings like towers. So I don't think, well, compared with the one something down below, you can see really what happened down there, right? So that one more interesting than the other 12 of them. So what's the name of that tomb I recommend you to visit? That is Dingling, Dingling. Actually being excavated during the Cultural Revolution time, like 1958 actually. They spent about 2 years to finish the excavation and everything. Brought up all of the exhibitions. You could see some replica things. The amazing thing that is the underground palace is about 18 meters below the surface, and then you could see underground like a layout just similar like the palace style, like the bedroom for the emperor, 2 bedrooms for the empresses, the living room, down below all of decoration made of marble stone. You even can see the replica of the throne for the emperor to empresses, some big sacrificial boxes, those things very cool. So that will be very impressive to you. Then usually you can spend about 2 hours inside of this tomb, and also some of the travel agency will take people to see the secret walkway of the main tombs. So what is it? It is about 1 kilometer long. On both sides of that walkway, there are sitting about 36 marble stone statues, working and serving like stone guards to protect for the emperor's tombs, to like a leading road. So, well, you can do both, but actually I recommend you still go to the tomb over than the, the walkway. So, and of course, it depends also whether you feel tired or not. If you feel tired, the walkway will be easier to you. So that is the Great Wall Day. So you can plan it the whole day outside of town, no problem. Well, some other spots I recommend you to visit in the city, such as Forbidden City, the Imperial Palace. Definitely that is something you cannot avoid, right? Everybody watched that beautiful movie, won the Oscar many years ago, Last Emperor. Well, this Forbidden City is so far still the biggest one in the world. And usually when we visit Forbidden City, we will spend whole morning there. Like walk through the Tiananmen Square together, then through into the Forbidden City. It's a lot of walking, I have to say, especially if you come here in mid-summer time. It's really, really hot and very humid. Sometimes, because also in the Forbidden City, on top of Tiananmen Square, there's really not so many trees to give you shade or many places for you to sit down. So that morning tour usually will be truly exhausted, and you need to walk a lot. So Forbidden City and Tiananmen Square will be done together, right? So Tiananmen Square, usually we will not visit any of the buildings on top of the Tiananmen Square, but actually you definitely can, such as the Great Hall of the People. Well, it's a similar function like Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., such as the History Museum, the memorial of Chairman Mao, to see his coffin and his body there. But usually the tour group, we won't truly do that much. We will spend more time into Forbidden City because it's more interesting and more things to truly see. Well, anyhow, Forbidden City, the ticket's price is around 40 yuan in the light season. That means in winter time. So normally from April 1st to November 1st will be considered as peak season. So the ticket will be 60 yuan, about $10 per person for the entrance ticket. If you come with your guide, definitely the guide will help you take care of arrange everything. And if you come here by yourself, they truly have audio machine. You can rent from the entrance place. Then you also can travel around and tour around by yourself. Well, Forbidden City, I have to say, is not every single corner or open to the public. Major is a major access, and I can say around 2/3 of the palace is open to the public. You can see the 3 major halls at the front part, and then back part is the living quarters. Then you can see so many cubes, quadrangles, houses, rooms for other concubines and emperors in old days, something like that. It's definitely amazing something. Um, in old days, and they could just spend few months to finish the whole thing. It's truly amazing. I believe you are going to be very, very impressive. And if you have time and if you travel by yourself, you also can have some different exhibition show inside the palace. You can spend there, or you can simply go through the major hall, no problem. So some exhibition they always shown there, like the jewelry place. We call it Imperial Treasure Palace area. You can buy extra ticket and just visit it, or the bell, the clock, everything. So I suggest you, before you truly go there, either talk with your guide or read some basic information of the palace, then make sure about which backyard you truly want to spend more quality time inside of it, okay? So this is about Forbidden City. And also in the same day, you can visit another palace named as the Summer Palace. That one is located in the northwest part of Beijing, around 20 kilometers away from downtown. It's also a beautiful palace. It actually serves as a traveling palace, like a summer holiday home for the emperor in Qing Dynasty. They built here in 1750, first as the a birthday gift to Emperor's mother to celebrate her 60th birthday, and for the rest, the following emperors, they usually will go there to spend the summertime because they got a lake and also in the mountain area. So when you visit there, you truly feel cooler. Well, if you have time and also if it's not very windy day, I really, really recommend you to take the dragon boat. A dragon boat ticket is not much. It's just about 15 yuan to US dollar to $3, something like that, less than $3 actually, to cross the lake. Because in the middle of the lake, it is the best angle view to appreciate the whole entire palace. It's a huge palace, and also, excuse me, with gorgeous view. But this palace is not that complicated with buildings compared with the Forbidden City. Because it serves as a traveling palace, so just some major small quarters for the emperor and the empress dowager to stay. Up on the hill, you can see a huge tower. It houses some Buddha statue inside of it. It used to be the place for the emperor empress to worship the first day of each month. That you don't truly need to, if you don't want, you don't truly need to climb up. Because whenever you climb up to appreciate view, you better can see many things. The view is from the boat in the middle of the lake, angle to the hill, which is better. Besides it, because during the Second World War, and Japanese invaders, soldiers took a lot of real stuff away from that palace. So today, a lot of things inside of the tower are like replica things. That's the reason why I believe you spend more time walking around the lake. It's better. Well, this is a place. The entrance ticket in the peak season about 30 yuan, so roughly it's about five US dollar per person, something like that. Well, another place you also can go after Forbidden City in the afternoon, we call it the Temple of Heaven. This was the place for the emperor to worship the god of heaven every single year, to pray for good fortune for the whole country, and also to worship for the good harvest for next following year, something like that. Especially there are so many cool buildings. Actually, 3 major cool buildings. The one in the middle, we call it the Echo Wall. That's really something cool and amazing. Think about it. It traces back to hundreds of years ago. Chinese people could think about a way to, to build up the wall in a circle shape, and then when one person whisper in one angle, the other person at the other side of the wall, you could hear the echo. So usually in the Temple of Heaven, the guide will tell you more about how the emperor, the ceremonial routines, how they did it in old days. It's a place you feel very peaceful, I have to say. And besides those ancient buildings, you also can see some local people, because that is a place where a lot of local people are coming there every single day to do exercise, morning exercise together, like playing tai chi or spending free time together, having fun, playing cards, singing. So interesting with a group of people, retired people dancing together. That is really something cool. I believe you are going to take many, many interesting pictures there. So next place, actually I have a notebook over here, just try to remind myself about details. So that's the reason why I keep on looking down. Another place you also can go, that is the Beijing Zoo, because that is the place you can see the panda bear. And actually the panda bear hole is right at the entrance of the zoo. So you don't need to spend a lot of time walking around to look for it, but just go directly. Usually you can see about 3 to 5 panda bears in the zoo. The entrance ticket is about 25 yuan, about $4 per person. But try to avoid going there at weekend, because all of the local families will bring their kids to the zoo. It will be really, really crowded. Okay. Another cool place, that is Lama Temple. That is also a very well-known Buddhist temple in this city. I believe a lot of you all know about Dalai Lama, about Tibet, right? So this Lama Temple was built for Tibetan. Actually, first it was not really built as a Lama Temple. Firstly, it was like a residence for a prince in Qing Dynasty. But later on, this prince was elected as the new emperor. So he moved from here all the way to Forbidden City, because his mom very much worship into Buddhism, Lamaism. That's the reason why they redecorated and rebuilt it as the Lama Temple. And later on, the Dalai Lama, especially in Qing Dynasty, in old days, when they came to visit Beijing, to visit the emperors here, they would all reside there. Even today, we have a lot of Tibetan Lamas chanting scriptures every single day, because see so many gorgeous Buddha statues, and local people come here to worship, to pray. And the most amazing thing of this Lama temple, that definitely is the last building of this temple area, because it houses the tallest Buddha statue in the world. It's about 18 meters tall. And another amazing thing is below the surface, another 8 meters as the root. And the whole big statue is carved out of one piece of wood. That sandalwood actually shipped from Nepal, and then carved over here, and then they built the tower to cover it, which is definitely amazing and impressive. The entrance ticket is about 25 yuan per person for this Lama temple. Next door to the Lama temple, within walking distance, just 5 minutes, you can walk to, that is a Confucius temple. So if you want to see the Confucius temple, I think you can do 2 of them together. Another thing I recommend you to do in Beijing, definitely that is a Hutong tour, H-U-T-O-N-G. Hutong means back small street in today's Beijing language. In old days, it was from Mongolian language. In Mongolian language, it means water well. Because Mongolian people used to rule China for one dynasty. We call it the Yuan dynasty, right before Ming and Qing. So that's the reason why they brought a lot of their language, their culture, mingled together with Chinese culture, especially Beijing culture. But that's also why we Beijing people, we love eating those mutton things. We have this old Hutong name still, all from that time. So what is the specialty of this? So Hutong tour is more like a localized culture experience, I have to say. Usually you can book it directly from the hotel. From the travel agency. You also can do it by yourself from the hotel hospitality desk, no problem. Usually this Hutong tour will last about 1.5 hours. You're going to sit down in a local rickshaw. In old days, people did not have cars. They ride around by rickshaws. the two people share one rickshaw. There's a rickshaw driver riding on the bicycle in front of you to ride through the entire Hutong area. You can see the older quadrangle buildings. You could see some local people still resided there. Around 3 million people today still reside in the Hutong area. So, and then you could see the highlight of the Hutong tour definitely is the place you are going to visit some local family. Some of the local family, like volunteers, or they want to work for the travel agency, then they would love to invite people come to their homes to visit them. Or some of them, if you want to pay extra, you also can have lunch together with them. Sitting down, talking with the local people. Your guide can help to translate whatever you are interested into the things. They also would love to tell you the family story. Very hard, I have to say, very hard touch problem. Very hard touch problem. Excuse me. So that is something about a Hutong tour. Well, two more parks very close to Forbidden City. You can go to visit. One is Jingshan Park, also known as Coal Hill Park. When you walk out from the back door of Forbidden City, immediately you can see a hill right standing in front of you. That actually is a man-made hill dug out the dirt from the city moat surrounding Forbidden City to be piled up there for good feng shui. Why I recommend this park, you can go there if you have extra time in Beijing. Because when you climb to the top of the hill is not really high. It's about 60 meters. Standing on top of the hill, you can give a bird's eye view of the entire Forbidden City. So if you want to take picture of the full city, Forbidden City picture, definitely there is the best angle, best place. And also at the foot of the hill, in the park, local people come there to do exercise. Another interesting one that is next door, we call it Beihai Park. That also used to be like a traveling palace for the emperor in old days, like an isolated island in the middle, surrounded by a lake, and you can walk around. Beautiful. It's not really big, but beautiful scenery. Something special in this park that is there's a very famous restaurant. We call it Imperial Food Restaurant. Today, I have to say, not many places they can cook really authentic recipe from the old palace style. There are only a few of them. So this is one of the restaurants. So you can go there. They usually give you like a set menu. You can pick up like the package, 10 courses, 15 courses. Usually it's a small portion, so you can try a little bit of everything. So that's one of the recommendations. Also, evening time, if you want to go there, you also can do it, no problem. Some other places worthy of visiting, a bar street, we call it a Houhai, Houhai. Houhai actually is right in the middle of the Hutong area. So you can see this is like a combination of modern and classic. Because think about it, there's a whole street of the bars. You can sitting down there, drinking beer, wine, or coffee, enjoy the view of the lake in the middle, and the other side you can enjoy the view of the old style homes. Some places like maybe you are interested in like some markets, like Silk Market, Yashio Market, or Pearl Market. You can go there. But I have to say, if you want to go there to do some shopping things, you definitely can do. But I have to say, you have to take care of yourself, check about the quality by yourself, because definitely nobody will insure about after service, and also watch out about your money things. Those things could happen. Silk Market, what type of thing you can find? Number one, definitely knockoff stuff, such as Louis Vuitton, Chanel, the clothing things. You all can negotiate with them. Usually they maybe first price for a shirt, they yield like about $100, something like that. Maybe you can get it lower price, like $15, something like that. You also can find some like a tailor store. Is on the 4th floor, something like that, if you want to make the clothes and then they can finish it for you, those things. But honestly, you may find there's no local people going shopping there in those markets. I have to say, the quality of the clothes, I can tell you about my husband's experience. Many years ago, he bought some of the shirts, like dress shirts, from those marketplace. But after he came back to Houston and washed it and used the laundry machine, the clothes just immediately shrink. So you have to prepare about those things. I just want you to know before you buy anything. Yashio Market is a similar style, but location is different. Sorry, Silk Market is located right in the center of the downtown. Yashio Market is located in the village area, right in the middle of the Embassy District. And another market, maybe a lot of the ladies have heard about it, that is Pearl Market. That is next to the Temple of Heaven, to the south of Beijing. You can see from the name, right? They sell those kind of pearls, especially freshwater pearls. So usually it's from the first floor to the third floor. They sell some like cheaper quality, or also cheaper price. And usually the fourth floor they have like more, how to say, boutique style jewelry store. So check about the quality and check by yourself, get some information, and then you can find some freshwater pearls from there. So these are the markets I want to say. And some other places like Village. Village is a place located in the Embassy District. So that is a place quite modern. I can say representing the modern side of Beijing City. And there you can find very good restaurants for Western food. Especially on the third floor of the village area, they have so many choices about Chinese food, Japanese food, American style food. And besides it, if you want to research more about some modern restaurants in the town, there's another website I highly recommend you to check it before you come here. The name is That's Beijinger. So anyhow, I will put the link down below so you can check it later. So what is that website? That website is very popular among the foreigners who are working in the town. So it's a pure English version website to tell people about the Western style or modern restaurants in the town. You also can check people's comments. So if you want to get all of those information, check that website. Besides it, any of the people want to come here, stay longer time, maybe you're thinking about why not I rent a home over than staying in the hotel, right? There in that website, they have a lot of those information. For instance, like some foreigners, maybe this week they may have holiday and coming back to their home, and then they want to rent their home just maybe for a few days or a few weeks. So those information definitely you can get it from there, no problem. Well, there's a pedestrian in the city, also very famous. So we call it the Wangfujing, Wangfujing. Wangfujing pedestrian is located right in the downtown. It's like a shopping street. But the highlight not really the shopping things I want to recommend you guys, because the shopping things more like department stores. You don't want to look for those things. You definitely can find those things in your country. At the end of the street, further down, you can find there's a food market with a lot of stands, and they have evening food markets. Usually they start run around 6 o'clock, whenever sunrise. They barbecue different things. You may take very, very interesting pictures, like special fish. So the end of the Wangfujing pedestrian, you can find a very interesting food street. Actually, it's like a night food market. It's about 1 mile long, and you can see they have so many small stands selling different kinds of local snack things. Very interesting barbecues, such as barbecue, some like a cocoon, some worm or fish skin or little birds. So you can take very interesting picture, but I don't truly suggest you to try any of them. Anyhow, it's interesting to see. And also at the end of the pedestrian, you can find a beautiful Catholic church. So that church actually been built there about 200 years already. It's interesting to take a look. And well, definitely you cannot miss Bird's Nest, right? Because this is an iconic construction for today's Beijing. 2008 is a wonderful event in this city, in this country. Bird's Nest is located along the North 4th Ring Road. You can come there either by subway, or you also can go there by taxi. I suggest you can try the subway. That's also something interesting, right? There's a subway stop and exit right outside of the bird's nest. Subway ticket is not expensive in this town, about 2 yuan. So you take 10 stops or 1 stop, all charge you just 2 yuan per person. But try to avoid the rush hour, especially at morning time, like 7 to 9 a.m. and 5 in the evening, that is 5 to 7:30 p.m. something like that. Because definitely you don't want to fight against other local people for those crowd, right? So bird's nest and the water cube, you can do it together because two buildings just next door to each other. Do you need to visit inside? Honestly, inside of the bird's nest and the water cube is not truly a big deal, but outside of the construction, it looks truly cool. So I don't recommend you to buy ticket to go in. Anyhow, if you want to visit inside, you need to pay 50 yuan for each building. So that is about 8 to 9 US dollar per person, something like that. Inside the stadium, everything just as same as others. So that is not that cool inside, but outside, I mean, the whole architecture is very, very cool. And that is something about bird's nest and water cube. You also can go there in the evening time, anytime before 9:30 actually. They'll be closing at 9:30. So anytime before 9:30, they also will turn on the lights of the buildings. It's also something cool for you to see. Another thing you definitely cannot avoid if you come to this city to try some local food, right? Local specialty I have to recommend. Number one, definitely that is Peking duck. It's also my favorite food. There are so many Peking duck restaurants in this town. But anyhow, I will talking mainly 2 restaurants to you. Number one, definitely that is the most authentic one, and that's name of Quan Jude Peking duck restaurant. Quan Quan Jude Jude Peking duck restaurant. That one actually was also the first one. I mean, the chef, the owner, was also the inventor of Peking duck. And you even could go to the very, very first Peking duck restaurant, which is located right in the downtown. That means next door to the Tiananmen Square, in the old building style, actually. That is actually the first one, also the most authentic one. They actually have a lot of Shenjude restaurants in this town. So if you want to pick up any of them close to a hotel, you definitely can check it from the concierge to go there, no problem. They all serve very, very delicious roast duck. Another Peking duck restaurant lately has been really popular among the local people. We call it Dadong, Dadong. I have to say that restaurant is more expensive than Quanjude because that is more like a neat style or expensive style. If you want to go to try it, I have to say the price, average speaking, is around 60. I mean, yeah, it's about 70 US dollar per person, something like that, average speaking. And that one is so popular. If you want to go to Dadong Peking duck restaurant, you need to let concierge to make appointment for you, or definitely cannot get your seat, get your place. So those are the Peking duck restaurant I recommend to you. So these are the information about things to do, where to go, what kinds of food you should try. So I hope my information is very helpful to your tour, especially first time into Beijing. I'm going to talk more cities information in other episodes. I hope you enjoy this video, and also you're welcome to visit my blog. You can find other information in my blog. So I'm going to leave it down below. Thank you for watching.